guys, and welcome back to Hot Girls Eat Carbs. I'm your host, Brittany McChrystal, and this is your cozy corner of the internet where we chat all things wellness, self-love, and sustainable weight loss. Little update, right now, I'm actually in Paros in Greece with my friend, soaking up the sun. Ugh, I am so glad I came on this trip because I had just been away for 6 weeks unexpectedly, and then having this trip planned, it was a bit overwhelming. But I've been eating good. Like every single meal has been out. Gyros, pasta, gelato, cocktails. It has been heaven. But also, I know how much eating out constantly can actually mess with your head when you are trying to stay on track and you've been working really, really hard for the rest of the year. Because it is so easy to spiral into that I've ruined everything mindset, especially if you're used to being in control of your meals or you've just worked really hard to build a routine at home. So I wanted to chat a little bit more about it today, and in today's episode, it's for the girls who want to go on holiday and enjoy every bite and still feel good when they get home. And it doesn't have to be this all or nothing thing, and you don't have to pick between enjoying yourself and staying aligned with your goals. You can do both, and I'm going to walk you through how. But before we jump in, if this episode hits home, please rate the show or share it to your stories. It really helps more women find this space, and I would be so, so grateful. All right, let's talk holidays, eating out, and how to actually feel in control, even when every meal comes with a side of fries. And I just want to be super honest with you here because it always hasn't been like this for me. I have to tell you about this one time I went on holiday to Europe a couple of years ago, right after I did a bikini comp, and I had worked so hard to maintain this lean, shredded physique post-show. But the truth is, I'd gotten there in a really unhealthy way. My hormones were out of whack and I had been massively under eating and my body was starving, like genuinely starving for balance. And as soon as I got on holiday, oh my goodness, like I saw a buffet and I completely lost control. I'd be going back for 3 servings for breakfast, eating ice cream after every meal, snacking constantly all day, every day, not because I was weak, but because my body was trying to make up for everything that I had been depriving it of. And within a week, none of my clothes fit. My digestion was wrecked. My mood was awful. I couldn't stop complaining. Not because I didn't want to enjoy myself, but because I felt so horrible in my body. It had completely ruined the entire trip. And looking back, that experience taught me so much. I'd gotten into shape in a way that wasn't sustainable and my body fought back. And that's why I'm so passionate about doing things differently now. And since then, I lost that weight, but I did it in a way that was actually sustainable. And now when I travel, I can truly eat out every day, enjoy the food, and still feel in control. So if you've ever struggled with this, if holiday triggers anxiety, or if you feel like you've always undone your progress when you go away, this episode is for you. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how I manage food, movement, and a mindset while still traveling so you can actually enjoy your holiday and feel good in your body when you get home. Okay, let's dive straight into it. You don't need to pause your goals to enjoy your holiday. For so long, I used to see holidays as this big break from reality, like my progress had to be put on hold. I literally say to myself, whatever, I'll just get back on track when I'm home. And in the moment, that mindset felt freeing, like I was finally allowed to let go. But the reality, it always came back and bit me. Because what started as just enjoy yourself quickly turned into mindlessly eating, feeling stuffed and sluggish, and then spiraling into guilt. I'd come home bloated, uncomfortable, and honestly disappointed in myself, and I felt like I had to start over again. But here's what I want you to know. You don't need to pick between enjoying your holiday and staying connected to your goals. You can go away, eat beautiful food, relax, be present, and still feel like yourself in your body. It's not about restriction. It's about awareness. It's about making choices that support how you want to feel, not punishing yourself, and not earning your food, and definitely not skipping the gelato. Let's be real. Enjoying food is part of the experience. That sunset dinner, that long brunch, the cocktails, the little bakery you stumble into on your walk. Those are memories, and those are moments that you are going to remember. So it's not about saying no, it's about saying yes with intention. Maybe that looks like sharing a dessert instead of getting your own. Maybe it's having a bigger lunch and something lighter for dinner. And maybe it's walking more, tuning in more, slowing down enough to actually enjoy and taste the food. Here is your reminder: you don't have to earn food, you don't have to burn it off. You just have to be intentional, and that's enough. When you shift from "I'll start again later" to "how do I want to feel today," everything changes. You don't need to come home from a holiday feeling like you've lost progress. You should come home proud, calm, and still in your rhythm, because your goals are part of your life now, not something that you can check in and out of. So if you are eating out every meal, here's how I approach it. When you're on holiday, eating out every meal is kind of how it works. Whether you're exploring new cities or relaxing in a resort, you're not packing meal prep containers and you're not tracking macros in a food scale app. You're living, and that's okay. That's the point. But I also get how it can make you feel out of control really quickly. No labels, no idea how it was cooked, no idea if the portion in front of you is double what you'd normally be eating at home, and suddenly it's lunch, dinner, cocktails, dessert every single day. So here's how I personally approach eating out on holidays now, in a way that still feels good in my body but also in my mind. I want you to pick your moments. I don't try to be good every meal. That's not realistic and it's not fun either. Instead, I choose my moments. I'll usually keep 1 to 2 meals a day balanced and intentional, and then I let one meal be whatever I want, like full permission. Breadbasket, pasta, wine, dessert, done. It's not about skipping the fun meals, it's about creating a bit of balance so that I can actually enjoy them more. When everything is a treat, nothing really feels like one. Scan the menu before you go. This is one of my favorite low effort habits. It takes 30 seconds. Just scroll the menu before you sit down or before you go out. It's not about obsessing. It just helps you go in with a plan so you're not making a hungry, stressed, last minute decision. You can walk in already knowing, cool, I'll get the grilled fish and veggies, and I'll definitely be ordering the tiramisu after. It takes the pressure off and helps you feel more grounded. Anchor your plate. This one's huge. Even if I'm ordering something indulgent, like a creamy pasta or a pizza, I try to anchor my plate with some kind of protein and veg. Maybe it's a side of grilled prawns on the risotto, or a green salad with the pasta, or ordering an extra boiled egg with my croissant. It honestly makes a massive difference in how satisfied you feel afterwards. Protein helps keep you fuller, and veg adds fiber and nutrients, and the combo just helps you avoid that heavy bloated crash. It doesn't need to be perfect, just a little upgrade. Mind your portions. You don't have to clean your plate, even when it's delicious. And I say that as somebody who used to feel like I had to, but now I really try to slow down and check in halfway through the meal. Not in a judgmental way, but just asking myself, am I actually still hungry, or am I just eating because it's here? I pause, I breathe, I sip some water, and if I want more, I'll keep going. But at least I've given myself a chance to listen. And sometimes you'll eat the whole thing. Sometimes you'll box it up. Either way, it's not a failure, it's just awareness. And the biggest shift for me was realizing this. You can enjoy food, travel, restaurants, desserts, and still feel good when you wake up the next day. You don't need to micromanage every meal. And you don't need to also go into the screw it mode just because you're eating out. This isn't about being perfect. It's just about being present. It's about eating in a way that feels good during the trip and still feels good after. When you eat with that kind of self-respect, not restriction, that is when everything starts to change. Movement doesn't need to be a workout. Something I've really learned to embrace, especially while traveling, is that movement doesn't have to look like your usual workouts. When I'm on holiday, I don't always make it to the gym, and to be honest, I don't need to. Because even if I'm not lifting weights or smashing a circuit, I'm still moving, and movement matters most. I'll be walking all day through cobblestone streets, I'll be swimming in the ocean, dancing after dinner, climbing stairs to see a view, even just wandering through the markets or doing a sunrise hike. All of it adds up, and all of it counts. There's a place and a time for intense workouts, but holidays are about living. And the beautiful thing is that when you move your body in a way that feels joyful and relaxed, you naturally want to keep showing up for yourself without forcing it. Shift the goal from control to connection. Some days, maybe you do crave a gym session, and that is great. Other days, movement might look like 10,000 steps without even trying, or playing in the water, or doing a few stretches on the hotel balcony with your coffee. You're still supporting your body. You're still honoring your health. You're just doing it in a way that matches the season that you're in. I used to feel so guilty for not training while on holiday, like I was losing progress every day I didn't hit a session. But now I see holidays as a chance to tune in, to remind myself that fitness isn't about pushing routines. It's about taking care of yourself. And sometimes the most caring thing you can do is rest, or move in a way that's slow and beautiful and soft. You don't have to underestimate the power of simply staying active in your own way. You'll be surprised how much energy, clarity, confidence you can maintain, but just moving with intention, even if you're not stepping foot in the gym. What I actually do when I travel. Okay, so now I've shared what not to do, aka my post-bikini comp holiday breakdown. Let me tell you what I do now. This is my real life, no stress routine that helps me stay grounded when I travel, so I can enjoy every moment without feeling like I've lost myself. Holidays are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to feel special, but I also want to come home still feeling good in my body, not bloated, sluggish, or mentally spiraling. So here's my go-to approach. I walk everywhere. This is a super easy win. I don't always hit the gym on holiday, but I do aim to get 10,000 steps a day just by walking. Whether it's exploring a new town, strolling to dinner, or doing loops around the resort, movement like this adds up without ever feeling like a chore. And the best part, it keeps your digestion moving, your energy up, and your mood in a better place. I swear walking is one of the most underrated tools for feeling good on holiday. I try to get a source of protein at every meal. I'm not obsessing over macros, but I am thinking about balance. Even if it's eating a pastry for breakfast, I'll grab a couple of eggs or some yogurt with it. Or if I'm ordering pasta, I'll add prawns or chicken. Protein keeps me fuller for longer, it helps manage cravings, and honestly, it just makes me feel more stable throughout the day, like I'm not constantly reaching for snacks. It's a small shift that makes a big difference. I stay on top of hydration, especially when I'm flying, out in the sun, or drinking alcohol. I always carry a water bottle or grab a big couple of ones from the hotel room. I'll often start the day with a water before coffee and sometimes bring hydration tablets or electrolytes if I'm somewhere super hot. It's one of those things that seems so simple, but it helps with everything from bloating to hunger cues to energy levels. I tune in when I eat. This is a big one for me. I don't just eat because the food is there. And trust me, that used to be my vibe. Now I really tune in. Am I hungry? Or am I just bloated or triggered by the buffet being in front of me? I eat slower, I pause halfway, I check in with myself, and sometimes I'll keep eating, but at least I'm being conscious, not just reactive. That little bit of mindfulness stops me from slipping into that uncomfortable, stuffed, disconnected feeling I used to be all the time. I don't weigh myself after holidays. This is the rule I stick to every single time. Because let's be honest, your weight after a trip doesn't mean anything. It's likely going to be higher because of all the extra salt, carbs, alcohol, travel bloating, and none of that reflects on your actual progress. So instead of stepping on the scale and letting it ruin my mood, I focus on how I feel. How's my energy? How's my digestion? Am I feeling strong, clear, excited to get back into routine? That is what actually matters. The real goal? Come home proud, not punished. I think one of the biggest mindset shifts for me has been learning that you don't have to come home from a holiday feeling ashamed or like you've messed everything up. You don't need to land back, step on the scale, and say, right, back to salads only. That mentality, that punishment, the guilt, the frantic, get back on track panic is exhausting, and it's not necessary because when you approach your holiday, even with a little intention, everything changes. Now, when I come home, I think, I ate incredible food. I moved my body in ways that made me feel good. I listened to my hunger. I honored my cravings. I felt present, and I still felt like me. And that's honestly the whole point. Because your lifestyle, your healthy habits, your goals, your self-respect should travel with you, not in a restrictive, obsessive way, but in a quiet, consistent, grounding way. You don't need to press pause when you travel. You don't need to throw everything out the window and come home and try and undo the damage. You get to create a vision of health that's flexible. You get to eat the pasta in Italy and still feel amazing. You get to have the cocktails at sunset and wake up clear-headed because you took care of yourself in other ways. You get to be in the movement and still feel aligned with your goals. And when you do that, you come home proud. Not because you were perfect, but because you were present and because you made the choice from a place of care, not control. That's what a sustainable, balanced lifestyle actually looks like. So if you've ever come home from a holiday dreading the mirror or spiraling into guilt or thinking that you've failed, I see you. I've been there. And I promise there is another way. Your body isn't ruined. Your progress isn't gone. You're just human. You took a break, you lived, and now you get to come home, reset gently, and keep going. You're still on track, and you're still in this. You didn't fall off. You just took the scenic route. If today's episode helped you shift your mindset around holidays, if it gave you even one moment of relief or made you feel less alone, I would love for you to share it. Send it to a friend who needs to hear it and tag me on your story. Post a takeaway that resonated. It's honestly how this little community grows and how we get to reach more women who are trying to do things differently without the guilt and extremes. And if you're sitting here thinking, I want to live like this, I want to have balance, I want to feel in control, and I want to stop starting over every Monday, then I'd love to coach you. Because this is exactly what I help my one-on-one clients with. Creating a lifestyle that lets you feel proud of your progress, but also present in your life. You don't have to obsess over every calorie, and you don't have to be perfect. You just need the right support, the right plan, and someone in your corner. So if you're ready to stop doing this alone, head to my website or DM me coaching on Instagram and I'll send you all the info. I've got you. As always, thank you so much for being here, for tuning in, and for growing with me and trusting me to be part of your journey. I will see you in the next episode.